Welcome back to another episode of the 10Eyes podcast with our hosts Jack, Sammy and Andrew, where today we talk all about Fantastic Four First Steps, where we go into its gripes, its praise, and what it actually means for Avengers Doomsday.
Hello everyone.
Oh my god.
We are back once again.
Do the wave. How do you
Hi.
how do you guys wave? Do you guys do like a that, or do you go
No,
that's
that's very queer. I'm not queer enough to do that.
It is very queer.
I haven't unlocked that
In terms of
ability.
this model, I can't really wave at all.
You can't clap.
I just sort of just like raise my arm up.
Just
I can't really clap, but I'll find with this model. But I can clap in other ways. Any
sorry, I did nothing.
I beg your pardon, bro. Would you like to elaborate? Say that again.
Say that again.
Can we get a counter every time we say that this episode?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, for real. Because today we are focusing on the fact that we all watched a little movie. It was called the Fantastic Four.
First step.
I'm sorry, I thought you just blanked out.
Title? Yeah, I thought you blanked the title. We're talking about Fantastic Four First Steps. Marvel Studios.
I was trying to be like clever and be like, oh, it's Fantastic Four First Steps. Because it took them a couple steps to make it right. But yeah.
Technically 4 times to get it right.
5.
It took him 3.
No, because they're 1994.
3, right?
1994.
Oh, holy shit. It took them
2005,
No, this is the 5th
2007,
step.
2015. No, what do you mean 5th step? Why?
Okay, so there's
Why
a
can't
cancelled one. There's a cancelled
1994.
one. Then there's the 2 2000 ones. And then you've got the
2007,
Fan 4 stick. And now
2015.
this is the 5th step.
Okay, it took him 5 times to get it right.
Technically, the 1994 was unreleased, so technically 4.
So yeah, but even if it's unreleased, that means it was dog shit, so they scrapped it.
No, I watched the Fantastic Four movies. I watched all of them. I didn't watch the 2015 one because why the fuck would I watch the 2015 one? And I gotta say, it's the better one out of the...
So you pirated a movie. You admitted to pirating a movie.
I watched it on the Internet Archive where it was free.
Guys, cancel
I
him.
watched it on the Internet Archive where it was free. There's a free version that you can watch. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah, a free version that's illegal.
No, it wasn't illegal. It was on the Internet Archive, which was free if you just searched the movie. I'm not having any of it today. I'm not having any of it. I'm not having any of it. After last time with the Doctor Doom, I'm on edge with this film. And I'm on edge with the Doctor Doom shit.
It's not even been 5 minutes, bro.
Okay.
Come on.
That's what I mean!
No, we're like Doomsday and everything like that. Yes.
Okay, let's get to it, bro.
So, let's get to it indeed. So, I think in terms of what I'm gonna say is probably... I don't know, I feel like it's better if you guys start first, considering... I have some notes.
Yeah. I'm assuming we're going, like, non-spoilers first, then into spoilers, like last time.
100%.
Oh yeah, true.
100%.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm the most positive on this movie, so I don't mind going first or last.
Yes. Yeah, go first.
So,
I'd say.
Personally, I love the dynamic of all 4 of them. They work very well for being casted beyond their chemistry. When they were casted individually, and they weren't actually shown together until they were on set. Very risky move, but I think they genuinely pulled off the dynamic of being a family and a group of friends, especially with Herbie. My God, what amazing character, his design. I love the set design, the retrofuturism, Reed's lab, the spaceship, the fact the spaceship is all practical when compared to other Marvel films where it's all CGI. There's only about 1 or 2 shots that I could really notice a CGI element, and that's fine. I think the powers were done right. Reed actually looking good when he stretches, Sue's invisible powers with the reflecting light, Ben's rocky form, and Johnny's fire. I genuinely think that it was done correctly, and it was done to the right kind of tuning. It didn't feel like too much. Villain was great. Shia LaBeouf, amazing Silver Surfer. Wish I saw more of her, kind of more stuff to do with her. Galactus, peak. The fact that he was genuinely in a costume, wasn't CGI, this practical set that he was stomping around in and shit like that. Oh, thank God. That's my review. Thank God.
And
I guess
Andrew?
it's going to me. I thought it was good. I think most of my positives will like overlap with Sam. I think that the the relationships, the dynamics between all four, I think were great. I particularly loved, like, Human Torch in this film. I fucking loved him, particularly.
Yeah.
I think he might have been my favourite character. I think Galactus as a villain was very good. I love how they portray him as, like, just this absolute, like, unstoppable force. I do think there were some scenes that made me feel a little uncomfortable at times, or just a little bit awkward. We can get into that in the spoiler part, but on top of that, we all know what I'm talking about. It was in my review.
I read your review.
Anyway, moving on. I also think my only other complaint is I just didn't feel like there was enough action in the movie. I walked in expecting, like, you know, like, vintage sort of, like, Marvel, and, like, it goes much more for, like, into, like, the family dynamic, which I think is a good thing, and I think it's also, like, a little bit of a bad thing, because I feel like they spend so much time building up the, like, relationship and the dynamic that you don't get a lot of action sequences in the movie. Like, there's really only, like, 3 or so that I can think of, like, off the top of my head, that are, like, actual, like, major sequences.
I get you.
And I think I had... Oh yeah, my only other critique is, maybe this is a dumb one on me, I did not know it was a different universe until I got told after the movie. And I was sat there confused, like, they did not have all of this back in, like, the 60s. What the 60s,
fuck? Yeah. Maybe this was set during 1965.
Like,
Why the hell?
Yeah, I think if they had, like, a little sizzle reel, or, like, in the sizzle reel, they, like, at the start of the movie, they were like, oh yeah, this is a different universe or something, I would have been like, okay, sound, it's different universe. But, yeah, it's not. Or it is, sorry.
Yeah.
So... that confused me quite a bit when I was watching it.
That's crazy, because that was, like, one of the main things that I was really enjoyed about this film, is the fact it's completely separate universe. The fact you didn't, like,
No,
dude,
I understood that, but it was just a case of, like, I went in expecting this to be the same MCU.
I don't know a lot about Marvel Universe stuff. I don't. But I do take that into kind of, like, I took that in when I went to go see this movie. The problem that alright, no, that's spoiler talk. I'll get into my thoughts first. First and foremost, the movie is a very lighthearted, just good time. Like, that's all I have to really say. There are... The drawbacks that I can say that aren't spoilery is that I know that you say they aren't that noticeable, but to me, the CGI, in my opinion, was dog shit.
But
it was horrible.
What do you mean horrible?
Again, we'll talk more about. I can't really mention why it's bad until we get into spoiler territory.
Oh no!
But I'll talk about why I think it's shit. But yeah,
yeah, you skip forward 20 minutes later and I'm gonna be beefing with you over this. Like, what do you mean?
Well, yeah, that's fair
enough.
I've got
my popcorn on hand.
That's fair enough.
He actually does.
But like, I will say that I enjoyed all of Galactus. I think he's one of the better antagonists in the MCU that I've seen in some time.
Definitely.
I genuinely am a big cosmic horror enjoyer, so the fact that we had this ginormous fucking threat on our asses... The way he was portrayed, the acting on him, I think that was probably my biggest, like, okay, if there's anything I enjoyed of this movie, it was Galactus.
That voice?
The voice, dude, I was sitting in the cinema, I was sitting there, like, I may not be fully 100% in here, but Galactus is what's saving this a lot for me. Same with Silver Surfer. I loved all of that stuff going into it. And then, there's a lot of cool details I noticed as well that build up this world. And I think the biggest thing was I was happy this was a standalone movie away from the MCU. Because I was like, I want to just see these people and start to get to know them.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say without going into spoilers. The rest that I have to talk about is spoiler territory.
Okay. Now, I think you should go first, as you're very, very opinionated on this film.
But going into it, I'm going to say this about the movie. And now that we're in spoiler territory, you've been warned. Go see the movie after this. They defeat Galactus by pushing him into a portal. That pissed me the fuck off. Are you kidding me? Like, that was, in my opinion, the laziest way you could have taken out this cosmic force. If you ask me. I get that. No, because okay, please tell me, enlighten me. Why is it... Okay, please, I want to know what the point is.
Okay, no, I have a genuine question. What did you expect them to do?
So, the next movie, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know MCU, but like, what I thought going into this is then Fantastic Four, and the next one they're doing is Avengers, right?
Spider-Man.
Technically, for the Fantastic Four characters, the next thing they will appear in is Doomsday. So yes.
No, but I mean, like, is there any movie before?
Yes, there's quite
Doomsday?
a few before. This is the first film in Phase 6, where Phase 6 is going to end, is Doomsday.
We're on Phase 6?
Yes,
yeah.
we're on Phase 6. I think people forget that.
Fucking hell, I'm out of the loop.
Yeah, you are out of the loop,
but,
so it's fair enough.
I'm only just
What did you expect them to do?
But what I expected to happen was because that, okay, this is a different universe, this is who these people are. I was like, okay, there is clearly no other way that we can bring these people in, unless there's some other way they have planned, which they probably do now that I've seen this movie, than them losing to Galactus, so those characters get taken into the mainline, universe.
That would have been cool.
That's what I thought, because thereby, if Galactus is stopped, but they have to give up their world literally for this baby, but in return they get taken to another universe, and thereby then we have Fantastic Four. That's like, oh, it made sense to me. That's where I thought this was going, and could explain why we have Tony Stark as Doctor Doom, because it's literally like he wasn't Iron Man on that Earth. So I was like, all of those characters get taken into this universe. But the fact is that then when I go into this, that's what I'm expecting, and I'm like, so their plan is to put Galactus into this portal, and I'm like, okay, I guess we can do it that way. And then I love the fact that Galactus knew, okay, I should not step into this, that's a trap. But then he walks with the baby right back into the city when we know he can fly out.
Yeah, I guess. But I think for the...
I understand, it's what happened is possible. My point is, this feels like we just wanted to get to this point because we had no other idea of how we could stop Galactus. And it's a common thing I have a lot of Marvel big bads, is that the stake is so huge, you don't really know how else to win, except for making the good guy just win. That's kind of where I'm standing with it.
I agree and I disagree.
Yeah, I very much disagree. But I want to hear Andrew's
Okay,
half
so
and half.
the reason why I agree is because I also thought the same thing could happen in the movie. I think I was watching once he got the baby, and I was thinking that I didn't think he would, but the little thing in my back of my mind was like, oh, but if he did though, I thought that would have been sick. But I also disagree because I don't think it was that lazy necessarily. I think it would have been lazier to have Galactus properly defeated. To me, it feels much more rather than just beating him, it's more like postponing a problem,
Exactly.
And for someone like Galactus, I think that was how I would deal with it, you don't outright defeat him, he's a monster. But
he's
instead,
literally a celestial,
yeah, he's basically a god. But being able to sort of delay the inevitable, I think is, I don't know, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I think on top of that, one more thing is, I like how they presented Sue Storm to be that strong.
Yes, dude.
There's another problem I've got with that scene, but we can get onto that afterwards. We talk about the Galactus stuff.
And there's kind of my other thing about Sue Storm is I don't have an issue believing she can be that strong. I mean, these people all consumed a insane amount of cosmic energy. If Ben gets turned into a fucking rock human being and Johnny can have fire, I wouldn't be surprised if Sue is that strong. The problem for me is that Sue, after they go to space to talk to Galactus and they land on Earth, she is a mom. And she does barely anything else with her power except for run away for one scene. And I'm like, listen, if if I wanted to believe that Sue was that strong, I just need a scene to really see, or someone to go, Sue's probably the strongest one of us out of here. She could probably do this.
Agreed.
And then Sue would be like, yeah, but that could, have effects on my body. Just to set up, she is that strong. Because in my opinion, that she was that strong kind of came out of nowhere. I accepted it, but I was like, okay, she is that strong now? Okay, that's a bit out of nowhere.
I do agree.
But yeah, that's kind of my point with the Galactus stuff. It's that mainly. That's my main gripes with the Galactus stuff. Everything else I thought was handled pretty well considering the force they're up against. Here is probably the most controversial thing I'm going to say about this movie.
Oh my god. I'm gonna lose my shit.
I get we are focusing on them being a family.
Mm-hmm.
I did not need to see Sue give birth in space.
Yes! You beat me to it!
I hate it.
I'm sorry. I don't need to see it. As much as I want to go, it's beautiful to see like a couple. Oh, they're having their child. I'm like, yes, but they're in space. Like it takes. I'm running away from Silver Surfer. Like I'm not here to see her suddenly give birth. Can we not have a scene show a miracle? Like if we're gonna do the whole thing of like, oh, it's a miracle, the baby is so beautiful. We are literally running away from a cosmic force, and we're about to get sucked into a black hole. It's not the time to have that scene there.
That's the point. That's the point of the scene.
That doesn't mean it's good though.
Yeah, but
it doesn't. It doesn't.
I think it is good.
I just want to say, I was watching this movie with my dad, and neither me nor my dad know much about Fantastic Four. So I think watching someone give birth in a movie where we thought it was just, oh yeah, fun action superheroes, like watching someone fucking give birth is not something like I kind of wanted to see. Like I'm eating popcorn and like, oh, down go the fucking trousers and like they start popping out. I don't need to see that. Like I think I wouldn't have minded it as much if it maybe like cut away for a second to like the marvel of the space whilst they actually like gave birth or something. But like I feel like watching that was just so awkward.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree. I'm baffled right now by this.
What, do you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the way that the chemistry worked within the scene. The whole point is that it's fast-tracked. Galactus fast-tracked her giving birth. So it's not convenient at all. Reed is stretching himself thin, trying to help everyone do their thing. Johnny trying to get Shia LaBeouf out of this kind of portal. Ben trying to drive, and Vanessa, Kirby's character, Sue Storm, giving birth. The whole combination of things are going to change. At the start of the film, when she's pregnant, the whole moral is nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change for these people. They're going to stay the celebrities that they've been loved upon and been famed upon. But since Galactus has come in and destroyed kind of their dynamic, Sue has to give birth. And the thing that she says to Reed is everything is going to change because that's not how it's supposed to go. So giving birth in space, it's uncomfortable. It's inconvenient, but that's kind of the whole point of her giving birth at this point in time. It's the inconvenience of real life stuff compared to the supernatural. So I think it was fantastic the way they portrayed it and how everyone kind of worked together to give birth, go away from Silver Surfer and get home in time to be okay. Just personally, I love that kind of the way it was filmed and the way it was done. It doesn't shy away from it. It gives you the real world scenario of what would happen if you give birth in space.
But what about the amount of other medical shit that's gonna happen from giving birth?
Yeah. I will say
they have stretchy limbs, it's fine.
That's the thing, like, this is still a superhero story. I do agree with you in the extent that, there's more medical stuff that needed to be happened. But also at the same time, when she's giving birth, she's going fucking invisible. So I'm not, as much as it's grounded in reality, like I'm saying, there is still superhero stuff, still stuff to keep it below 15 rating,
I agree that it's, you know, a superhero story. My point is, they're trying to do a grounded reality scene, but also, as you're saying, I'm seeing people stretching and people turning invisible as this happening. So as much as you're trying to ground me, I'm also sitting here being like, well...
As they're in a spaceship for running
yourself.
from someone who can move at the speed of light.
Next to a black hole!
Next to a black hole.
Do I need to preface that? They were in a black hole!
No, that was cool. That was
was amazing.
But it was also like, god damn, bro. Like, again, I agree with you. Like, I think the teamwork part of that was very, like, interesting. But again, it just made me super uncomfortable, like, watching that in a movie. Yep. Maybe watching it at home, it wouldn't be as bad. But watching it in, like, a theater, like, with a lot of people, like, a lot of teenagers as well, like, it's a bit awkward to me.
I had the exact same situation over in Norway. Like, I was sitting next to a bunch of teenagers who were just laughing because they were uncomfortable.
Okay, fair enough.
And then I had a bunch of other people in Norwegian go like, did they have to show this? Like, my point is, I agreed with a lot of these comments because I'm like, not that it's, we can't put this in, like, cinema. But I get the whole point of, like, no one told me that this was gonna be in here when I bought the tickets. Like, I don't think people were expecting it, and it did leave, like, a lot of people in my cinema hall kind of uncomfortable. And I was looking at my stepdad, which is kind of like, trying to laugh it off kind of situation.
I think the expectations that people had, and I think the action that people were expecting in this film.
I want to talk about the expectations of the movie, because I do think that it had a lot against it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of expectations going into it that you know, as long as people didn't have those, I think it would have ended up a bit better. But I guess another thing I want to comment on, again, I have a lot, but I'm toning it down because I don't want to just be negative to this movie, because I did have a good time, but like, the CGI, and I don't know what it is with Squid Game and this movie, but whenever that newborn and that baby was in any scene, I knew that fucker wasn't real. Hand on the Bible, that fucking baby doesn't exist. He's like Ben, who's already CGI enough. Like, the thing who's holding this baby, he's already CGI enough, and I can just see this floating object that's supposed to be a child on his knee. But I can see it floating. I can see it's fake, and I'm just like, good God, I know that's not there.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about the guy that woman on the plane, where she was pointing about, that man is not real! That man is not real!
That's what I'm referencing. That baby's not fucking real.
There was only like 2 or 3 shots where I thought, okay, that baby is really not real.
And then when Galactus is holding it, not when he first grabs it, that looked great. But when Sue
got
Storm,
it in his hands.
when Sue Storm's pushing it and you see the close-up of the baby in Galactus' hand, I fucking died laughing. That shot was so fucking awful.
I did see it
because
a little
of the
bit
baby,
of it, but not...
The baby looked so fake, and I'm like, I'm trying to take this movie seriously, and the fact that we have a giant spaceman, like, carefully holding a baby, I could not just take it seriously. And that's what I'm like, I felt like I was watching a Disney movie for, like, 7-year-olds. I was like, really? The baby is miraculously fine. Nothing has happened to it. It's quiet.
Oh,
it is a Marvel movie.
No, that's
made by Disney.
But remember my review. But that's Marvel, isn't it? Like, my point is, like, that's pretty much Marvel.
For your expectations to be like, I want this baby to be damaged.
No, I don't want it to die. My point is, like, I just want the baby to react to the fact that, hey, I'm being floated in the air. I'm being held by a being that I perceive as bigger than anything before.
It's a baby. Do you expect it to have, like, proper emotions, though?
I expect it to just act like a baby and not a CGI fuckfest the entire movie. Besides for when it lays in a crib or gets picked up. And I have the same critique for Squid Game. That baby, too, did not look real.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's just Squid, like, this year and, like, newborn baby CGI, it looks terrible. It just looks terrible. And then, like... Alright, I'm gonna just stop the whole baby talk there, because I'm like, I can go on and on about this fucking baby.
I think it was alright.
You talk about something.
I want to talk more.
I have one thing where I watched it and I feel like I audibly just, like, grunted. I was just like, oh fuck. and that
What
was
it?
the fake out death at the end was so cheesy.
Oh my God!
I hated that.
What? You hated that?
It was so obvious she was going to live.
Yes!
It
Yes!
was so obvious.
Thank you.
I felt no emotion. I was like, oh great, yeah. We got like 2 minutes and then she's walking again. Great.
My
But, like,
stepdad literally
I
tapped my
felt-
shoulder. He my stepdad just elbowed me and he went, "Watch, she's the baby's gonna bring her back alive."
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, Disney magic, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, the baby
I
has
was
magical
thinking, like,
powers. Ooh.
Imagine how impactful it would be if Sue actually fucking died.
Yes.
That
Thank
would have
you.
been so much more impactful. And them just like doing the fake out just left me with such like a sour taste in my mouth.
Same.
I'm trying not to scream right now. I'm trying not to like. This is like her death.
Okay.
Her death
Okay.
is not supposed to, in my opinion, it's not supposed to be like, oh my god, she's going to die. It's more the fact that what are they going to do to actually save her? The whole film is this paradox of what are we going to do? How are we going to save the planet? How are we going to save Galactus? And she tries her fucking hardest and then dies because of it. Reed is there trying to save her, and you go, well, she's going to come back alive, but how the fuck are they going to do that? And Franklin, being this basically Omega level mutant, saving her, I thought that was pretty cool. I knew she was going to be alive, I knew she wasn't going to actually die, but I thought it was still impactful to the characters of everyone around them to be like, oh shit, there are real world consequences. Their whole fame and fortune has kept them in this bubble of always being safe. The one time a Galactus, someone who actually threatens their lives, she dies, and the only one who can save it is her kid. That is... I think that's pretty good. Yes, she could have just been injured, and it would have had the same effect. But I'm glad that there were genuine consequences without needing to kill off a major character. Because the whole critique of Marvel is, oh, once the big bad is defeated, it's killed. Or once a character is really, really good, it gets killed. I'm glad they did it. And I'm going bananas right now.
I thought my critique of Marvel is that they don't die.
Yeah,
They don't.
enough. Yeah,
They
yeah.
fucking never do.
Like I've seen that fake out death one too many times for me to enjoy it anymore. I'm sorry.
No, that's fair
Yeah.
enough. I mean more in terms of like the villains and stuff like that. So the real deaths of the characters are just kind of not impactful. I do agree. But it was good. It was better than most.
It was better than most.
Yeah.
But another thing about that scene that just struck me as off is that I'm gonna talk about this and segue into my next point, which is they're supposed to be such a close family. They're supposed to really care about each other. Why is Reed the only one in fucking tears that his wife is dead? Your sister, Johnny, is dead. You're like, I know that Ben, I know from comics some continuity that Ben does know Sue well. So I'm like, why is Reed the only one who's here actually feeling emotion? Ben just goes, sorry, Reed. Like, come on, really? Seriously?
I do agree.
That's it?
I think they should have... I think, because like Joseph Quinn, he does have that teary eyes. I definitely think there was some cut moments where they were very tearful. And I think for Ben, he's this rock character, isn't he? He's kind of the stone that keeps all together. So he's
Yeah.
going to have to keep his cool composure. Like, he's very bottled his emotions inside. I do agree. They should have been fucking crying. They should have been on their deed. But I think it was really... Unfortunately, I think it was a scene for Pedro Pascal to show his emotional chops. Because the entire film, he's this cool, calculated character who
He
wants
needs
to
a
do
bit more
everything right.
money in that wallet of his.
Yeah.
I understand. It's okay. He
yeah.
needs another one he needs another Oscar. It's okay. I
Exactly.
understand that.
But I do agree. I do agree that they should have all been fucking wailing themselves. But I think the emotional exhaustion...
Okay.
Pedro
I
needs
don't
another
know.
main character role. We
He
get
needs
it.
another main
he
character.
needs
you know.
another- yeah,
His anxiety, man. His anxiety.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I think him genuinely trying to save his wife, that was more impactful than, say, her coming back alive.
Yeah, agreed.
Like,
yeah, fair
him
enough.
trying to restart her heart, giving her everything CPR, but all it took was a cosmic power to restore her.
Bullshit.
It was alright. You think
Yeah.
it's bullshit? Fair enough. It is a little bit
do
Disney
think it's
magic,
bullshit.
but I thought it was good.
And then to segue into like the last main critique I have for this movie is this: it is mentioned, it is portrayed as, oh, this is the Fantastic Four as a family. We are supposed to feel that they really know each other. I'm supposed to know all of them and feel that they do care about each other. I did not feel that once this movie. I felt Sue Storm and Reed. Yeah, I believe they love each other.
Yeah.
Johnny doesn't. I didn't even really. I kept forgetting he's the brother of Sue. Multiple times because I did not feel he had any connection between being. Hey.
That's crazy. You got dementia in the film. Like what?
No, I did not have dementia. My point is, I kept forgetting he was the brother due to how little I feel like he cared about.
Oh, they are siblings. Oh shit.
They are siblings. Why?
Yes,
why would people
my
not
point.
understanding
My
that?
point fucking proven. No, I understood. My point is the problem is I forget because the movie doesn't really make me feel like they are siblings.
I don't think Johnny and Sue had that many
wanna-
interactions. Maybe I'm like forgetting.
They have the whole
No.
They have the whole interaction about the language.
Yeah, like other than
Yeah,
that,
wow.
like I remember that.
Exposition. Wow.
But
And then what I think was my biggest gripe, because I have been hearing the memes, Marvel Rivals, all this build up, and then I see the thing. I want to know so much about the thing.
oh,
And where the fuck was he in this movie? He was the support man for Reed. He was around and did some, haha, I'm a monster, look, I can hold up a car, I hate my life, I don't talk about it, but I hate my life, I can see it, the acting is really good, I wish we got to see him,
Everything
actually.
else back was yeah, his performance.
And there
no
is,
cap. Yeah.
and there is nothing in there for this character. He's so visually interesting. All the stuff I've heard about him, I'm so excited. All this talk that you, Sammy, specifically, like
Bro,
all this
the
stuff,
Thing.
I was so excited to hear about the thing, and he was nothing. He grew a beard.
that was my
Wow,
favorite.
I
No,
am-
that was incredible.
I'm mesmerized.
I loved the beard.
liked it. I liked
The beard
it.
was so funny.
I liked it.
I love that.
But that's the depth of this character for me. I got a beard.
Yeah, I feel.
Am I cool?
I don't want to
Like,
say
come on.
like because I haven't seen the original 2000s ones, but like anytime I see a clip from the 2000s ones, like the Thing looks like such a better, like more well flushed out character. Like, you know, he talks about like why he's always angry, you know, like he's like upset with how he's treated, with how he looks, and yeah, I just don't think I never really got like much of an impression of that in the current Fantastic Four. I thought he was just like he was kind of just there for lots of it, like, and I loved him.
And he looks like that.
But yeah, he was just kind of there.
I think the unfortunate thing with Ben Grimm is that for this timeline, it's been 4 years since they've been transformed. So the whole grieving stage of him being himself and him wanting to go back that the 2000s film did, I think for that kind of motif of character, it's not this version of the Thing. I definitely agree in the sense that he did not get enough screen time. I really wanted him to actually just be the Thing without the shirt on. I kind of hated how they all kept their original costumes to be the same. I kind of wish they all were a little bit different. Squad goals. I want to think that, like, I definitely agree in the sense that the Thing should have got more screen time, but I think he had one of the most important scenes where he's actually down on the ground. He's with the people. He's on Yancey Street. Like, he's in a Jewish... He's there with the people because he understands more what it's like to be human as he's not human himself.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the
that.
best scenes in the movie because of that.
Where, like,
Wish it was longer.
Yeah.
I do agree. I wish they were longer, and I wish we saw more of it. And there's definitely people wanting less time for a Marvel movie because this one was an hour and 55. You can tell that there was a lot of cut scenes and more stuff to do with the film, and I wish we saw more of it. I wish we saw more of everyone interacting before they go into space.
Yeah. And, like, another thing as well about why I wanted to see more of the Thing and Ben was the fact that you get, like, before we properly see Ben, we get the flashback, or, like, we know how this all happened, and you get the clip
montage.
we get the montage of who they were before. And Ben talking about how good looking he was literally made me feel like a fucking punch in the gut. I'm like, oh, I don't want to, I feel nervous for what I'm going to see in this movie. and never is he sad. Never does he talk about. I'm like, oh, okay, so we don't hear anything about it, like at all.
I think he's just
Okay.
bottled his emotions. I think he's kind of with peace with himself in this film.
I think so too. That's what I accepted, and that's what I'm like. It's my biggest gripe, but I'm like, again, I am saying it got a 3.5 from me because I'm like, it's still a fun movie. And to any Marvel fan out there who wants to talk about, hey, why don't they evacuate the city? Why don't they do this?
They did.
Sure. Yeah, they put them right underneath it. They put them right underneath it. The fuck is that supposed to be? Evacuate? Like, come on.
Okay.
What if Galactus stepped a bit too hard down on the ground and then squashed all of that? He could.
Okay, but when with the plot, right? Beforehand, they want to figure out if the baby's okay. They go to space, the baby's born, they come back and they want to move the world. Everyone's prepared to do that and it goes wrong. This is a last minute action. This is not prepared for. So did you expect them to just like fully fucking leave? The whole plot is like it's less than like 12 hours. You can't move everyone in less than 12 hours.
But you can't move everyone underground.
Yes, because it's subterranean.
But you can't move them out
man.
the city. But you can't move them out of the city.
Not everyone is going to reach outside of the city.
But my point is, if Galactus steps too hard, he could easily crush them to death.
Yeah, but I think for this whole universe, they're willing to make that sacrifice. They're willing not to leave their home. They're united. Their community.
Hold on.
They are.
My whole point is, I've just been hearing for years how we've been talking about how, DC, they never evacuate the city, and I'm like, okay, they're doing it. Wait, they're just putting them on the ground.
Yeah, but you're comparing it to a DC film. You're comparing it.
No,
to
but I'm comparing the point and the argument of always we should evacuate the city away from harm, and I'm like, yeah, that's fair enough, but we just put them underground. If Galactus had stepped too hard, they could have been squashed. I don't see that as equal footing as evacuation. I just see that as, I don't know, it works.
Yeah, it's not equal because it was a last minute plan. It wasn't prepared for.
I might be too critical on that point.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I think you are. You're expecting them this last minute change in plan to be like the perfect solution.
I'm just used to the scripts of these films being really tight.
No,
usually I usually never have questions when watching a Marvel movie because I'm like, as much as I hate MCU, I look at a movie and I'm like, no, the script's good enough. I can't question that. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Like, I sit there like that because at the end of the day, the movies aren't bad. I'm just being silly, Lex Luthor brain coded. But you get what I mean. And with this one, I desperately tried not to get into the headspace. But the more of the scenes of like that happening, the more I got like, but what? Oh, wait, hold on. And I kept finding that. I felt like, but why didn't they just do that instead?
I get where you're coming from, but I felt
there was a lot of plot holes.
I disagree. I think you're actively trying to look for the plot hole.
Maybe, I don't know.
I disagree, man. It's a last minute plan. Like they had nothing else they could do.
Can I take the mantle for a bit? I think I've got...
Yes. Yes, go.
It's not necessarily a complaint, because I understand why, absolutely why, but god damn it, they are better than me. I would have given up the baby immediately.
Yes! Oh my god, you beat me to it.
I would have given up that baby as soon as they ask. I'm like, okay, if I've got... Especially once they found out about how the Silver Surfer like saved her planet because like they struck a deal, I'd be like, okay, yeah, Galactus, he seems, somewhat reasonable. If you can strike a deal with him, he'll spare us. If he wants the baby, I am not risking 8 billion people for a baby who has superpowers. We can just pop another one out later on.
But they tried for 2 years and failed.
They can try for another 2.
Movie. Bro,
what's 17 more years?
Because like I love how they go over the question. Reed thinks about it and goes, but like we could, and Sue is against that completely for a very valid reason. They tried for 2 years. They finally have a kid, and it's apparently normal. I would want to keep that fucking kid.
And listen, I agree with Andrew on this a bit more. I just disagree on the let's then just try again for 2 years.
Yeah,
no. They might not get another kid. That was
that's crazy.
As much as I hate the baby plot, as much as I hate the baby plot line in this movie, I do like, hey, that baby's a miracle for them. that's not something just to give up.
Like,
but 8 billion people against 1.
yeah.
And you are the saviors of Earth? Shut up. Get out of here.
They try, man. I don't... Yeah,
Not immediately. They
Yeah.
fucking go, we're not gonna. And then they chill out for a couple of hours, and then it's like, maybe we should teleport to your... I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, they tried to think... I love Reed's lab, by the way. Did you guys notice
Yeah.
there are 3 kind of stations? Whereas yellow's research... Yellow's kind of like research, red is kind of actually trying to figure it out, and then blue is like monitoring. I think the set design of the Baxter building was fucking great.
Yeah.
I do kind of get the sense of I would think about it. I would definitely think about giving up my baby, but also been trying for 2 years, and the baby is somewhat normal, and then like an omega level mutant. It has power of the cosmic, similar to Galactus. Why the fuck would I want to give that baby up and give it to the bad guy? That would, like, the whole point of Franklin being the successor of Galactus, and Galactus destroys worlds. What the fuck could Franklin do if he's an adult? They could not defeat that. They could barely defeat Galactus.
That's the thing about, like, that's probably why they wouldn't give him up. But
Yeah.
I'm also like, Galactus is reasonable, so if Franklin grows up and does this, I feel like Galactus is like, no son, because he would definitely parent it, no son, Earth is spared. Just like Silver Surfer, that Earth spared, you can't touch that.
Yeah, but the damage that you're inflicting of just giving your cosmic level baby up, you destroy everything else.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, they can
There'd
eat
be no
Mars.
Mars.
They can eat Saturn.
They can eat Mars. Yeah.
Yes. They can.
That's
like,
fair.
I'm sorry, I agree
just-
with Andrew here. Yeah, they can.
Fair enough. But I think
As much
it
as...
would have been boring if they just gave up the baby.
Oh yeah, of course.
it would've,
like,
like-
I fully
yeah, of
understand
course,
why
right?
they
Of course,
didn't
yeah.
kill the baby. And I think
we
also,
wouldn't have a movie.
I think one of the themes they drive in a lot is like motherhood and like what it's like to be a mother, like maternal instincts. Like that's why I was saying like I like the pushing scene because it's like so raw and like give my fucking baby back, you big bastard. But
Dude,
Yeah.
but I do think like yeah, I would have given that baby up immediately.
And I think that's a great kind of way that they show the morality of Reed and his speech towards Sue, being like, I think of the worst possible solutions so I can stop them from happening. That is very Reed
Yeah.
Richards. And
Yeah.
what did you guys think of the main 4 cast? Did you think they were perfectly cast, or did you wish that kind of there was a little bit more oomph in some directions?
I think out of the 4, Johnny Storm's the weakest.
I like Johnny
weakest,
Storm
really?
the most.
Okay,
I
why
think
do
he
you
was-
think he's the weakest?
I think he was, I want to go to space. Ladies, eat food. We need to do this. Ooh, hot lady. More fun. Hot. I'm like, okay, this is Marvel. This is the one, like, Marvel character for me that is like, this is clear Marvel for me. Like, it was I need to be funny right now. And then and then I didn't understand why he suddenly was so, like, for being a sacrifice.
That's like
I get
that's what he is.
But I don't. Again, I am not a Marvel guy.
That's
I just
the
thought that
thing,
was
yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I always
Like he's
saw
the
him
hot.
as
He's
quite
the hot.
impulsive.
Yeah.
Like I get that he's impulsive, but also like you're the hotshot. You want to be with like a ton of women. Like you're like that kind of guy. Would you want to give up life? Like I'm like I don't understand it. I didn't understand it. I thought that wasn't the character when he was described for the movie. I'm like okay, he's the hotshot. He's the dumb one. Yada yada.
He's not
but
the
he's
dumb
like
one. That's what I hate about the 2000.
that's what
film,
he.
you know?
That's what I got when
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
watching
yeah.
this. That's
No,
what
I
I
don't
got.
blame
He,
you,
oh,
yeah.
he's the hotshot dumb guy that they're with. Like, okay, fair enough. Ben's the more like and
That's
then
fair
like
enough.
I kept. He didn't strike me as oh now I'm all down for being a sacrifice. I'm like really okay, that's a bit of a quick turn for you, but fair enough. I didn't hate that direction. I just thought that was really quickly. But like I think that the rest of them, if I'm going in order, like it's Sue Storm, Ben, and then it's Reed.
Didn't like Pedro Pascal as Reed.
No, Reed is the best
Oh,
one.
okay,
I think
Reed is the
Pedro,
best one, yeah.
Pedro did an incredible job. I think this is one of my favorite like portrayals of his because I'm tired of him like from Joel to that movie. He had just been playing like angry badass people, and I'm
Yeah.
like I like that he was the quirky science dude for once. Like, he was
Yes.
quick, like, but he still had the muscle. And his stretching looked so good. I was
His
like,
stretching
holy crap.
I think his CGI stretching was amazing.
It looked really good. Like, I thought about, like, before that, the best stretching of CGI I'd seen was, like, Luffy in live action. But even then, I was like, that's not good stretching. But here, I'm like, this was good stretch. I like that.
Yeah, I remember online people were very hesitant on if Reed is going to stretch that much in the film, because that's a very hard thing to do in CGI.
But they did, and I think every scene where he stretched, they did it really well. And then I'm like, for as little as screen time as he had, I think that the Thing had an incredible, like, I think he was done well. I got the character through immediately, and he was I just wanted to see more of him.
Yeah,
throughout the whole thing, because I thought he was that interesting.
I remember you saying that you didn't like the voice. I don't know if you. Everyone was very critical of his voice being not very modulated. Yeah. But when you watch the film, it does make more sense.
It does make more sense, yeah, in that sense. But yeah, I also think, like, as much as I put Sue, like, second to last, I'm like, Sue, no, like, her actress as well did a good job. Like, I don't have anything to say. Like, none of them portrayed the characters bad. Johnny Storm, like, we can discuss if that's bad or good, but, like, I think those three did fine. Also, I don't think it helps that I look at Johnny Storm and all I hear is, Chrissy, wake up! Oh, that's all I hear in my head when I look at that face. I'm like, okay, why is he here? I don't know. That's what I have to say about the cast. But I think they were well played. All in all, well played.
I thought they were, well, like, at least of the main four, I thought they were all good. Like, I don't really think about the casting all that much outside of Reed, but that's also because Pedro Pascal is fucking everywhere at the minute. So, like, I did feel at times I was just like, oh, great, it's Pedro. Hey guy. Hey, Pedro. Like,
Did you just see him as Pedro?
Yeah, like, this is why I say, like, often, you know, I like it when there are actors who I don't necessarily know playing, like, bigger roles. Especially because I don't know how long this iteration of the Fantastic Four are going to be in, like, I don't know, like, how they're going to do it after Secret Wars or whatever. But, yeah, I just find, like, sometimes it was, like, I just found it hard to, like, dissociate between Reed Richards and Pedro Pascal.
That's fair. Yeah.
But the other three of the cast, I didn't recognize. I don't really know them for anything. Maybe if you said one of their roles, I might get it, but that's besides the point. Like, I thought they were all great. I was like, okay, we got Johnny here, the Thing here, Sue here. That's great. Like, and I mean, at the end of the day, I do think all four of them played their characters extremely well. I think the acting in the movie was very, very good.
Yeah. I think that's, like, the main takeaway, is that the acting, everyone kind of did portray it right. Is Human Torch your favourite? Because you were saying about earlier.
Yeah, I liked Human Torch. I don't know. I like how, like, he's a bit of, like, a wild card among the four. Like, because, like, he may not be the smartest, but he's still very smart. And, like, I mean, he also cracked, like, the full, like, I mean, they had a little joke about it. Like, he cracked a full language, and they were like, God damn, he could barely even speak English. It's like, and, like, I thought that was quite, you know, that was pretty, like, well written. It's quite funny, but, I don't know, I just thought he was, like, really endearing in the movie. You know, like, him, like, the way he talked with, the Silver Surfer, like, him at the end, like, him willing to sacrifice himself, like, to make sure Galactus was stopped. I just thought it was all really good.
So, if you were to rank the four like Jack just did, is Human Torch is 1?
Okay, yeah, Human Torch is 1.
Where do the others lie?
I want to put the Thing at 2 so badly. You don't understand. But if he does not have the screen time for me to warrant that. So I'd put probably Sue at 2, the Thing at 3, and then Reed at 4.
Reed's all the way at the bottom. God damn. That's fair enough.
I don't think it's necessarily a knock on Reed at all. It's just like, I just like, yeah. Like, I just didn't feel as, like, close. Although, I love the 1960s, like, vibe, and I love how they portrayed him at the start, like, some of those, he felt like an old version of Bill Nye or something in like that opening
Yes,
scene where he's
yeah.
like doing the calculation, and then
He's-
like the kids are all like fucking like snoring and shit. Like they do not give two fucks. Just for then,
Wants to blow something up.
yeah, it was
It's so good. It's so good.
and that was
that
was great.
I loved the way that they kind of portrayed each character individually. Personally, as a big kind of Fantastic Four fan, I think Johnny Storm was very much modernized in a good way, because in the early 2000s film, Chris Evans just portrayed him as the overly flirty, overly sexy kind of character, which he is, yes. But this human sacrifice, this person who kind of is driven for space in a very childish way, that is very much him. Like, out of the main four, Johnny Storm is the most cosmic, the most space-like, as he loves space. So for him to make the sacrifice is very in character for him. Sue Storm being this kind of motherly figure, not in a way that Jessica Alba was in the 2000s, where she was just kind of like, no, don't do that, that's bad. That was dreadful. I did not like that at all. But I think all of these characters were very good at interweaving with each other's dynamics, especially the Thing and Human Torch, the way they banter with each other. And in that space scene where Reed's talking and both of them are snoring, like with the kids. That was very funny.
Yeah.
And
No, the humor was on top.
yeah, the Human Torch has kind of been the sole fire of these films. And I love the way that when Ben kind of destroys the Human Torch figure and goes, no more. Hilarious.
Yeah.
They're kind of brotherly dynamic rather than just being overly bickerish with each other, where they're just like, no, I hate you more. They more act like small siblings than rivals. That was great between those two. And
Yeah.
Reed and Sue being the power couple that they are, and how they chose to incorporate everyone into the birthing and everyone into kind of the final fight, being like, no, we need you to do this stuff to help us get what we need out of Franklin. You're laughing.
I'm sorry. I just
Yeah.
remembered that one of my this is a very minor complaint, but I love how they say it's clobbering time and then do fuck
Yes.
all. They do
Yes,
nothing.
yes, it's so good.
They
No, it's so good.
They fucking kamikaze him. That does barely anything, and then they're out for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You just wasted
love-
his one-liner on that.
Yeah.
I think that's so apparent to how useless they are. Because the whole movie, they're building up to this
Yeah.
clobbering time. They're like, say the thing, and it's like, it's dinner time. Or say the thing, I don't want to say it. And he finally says it, and it just does nothing. And I think that's a great way of showing that the best way to get rid of Galactus is to actually drain him of kind of his back. And that's how he kind of eats the planets. Is that he doesn't just kind of go, nom nom like a burger. He destroys the planets, he melts them down into lava, and it actually infects him internally, and that's what gives him his power. So for him to kill Franklin, he doesn't just go and gets it. He needs to extract him.
Yeah, no. On the topic of Galactus, I'm just gonna say that I think he is such an. I think it's no secret that if you see there, and if you see the little doll there, I really like Bloodborne, and the big thing about that is cosmic stuff. So when I went into this and I did research and I knew some stuff, but I went into how much of a cosmic horror thing Galactus is in Marvel, I was really excited. And I will say he did not disappoint. I love that he was so freaking creepy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The scene where the eyes, I love that you don't see his eyes, because the eyes are the window into the soul. I'm like, good. I can't read who he really is, because he is far beyond my comprehension. I thought that was moi. That's how you do that. When he figures out what they're trying to do, and he just stops, and he smiles and walks the other way, I was like, oh, that
Dude.
is.
Yeah.
And he
funny.
stretches out Reed, and he just stretches him and stretches him.
Very Incredibles-esque, where he stretches them out. With the underground
Yeah,
scene.
but it's I know that he stopped, but I'm like, it reminded me a lot about how I felt about spoilers if you haven't seen it, Invincible season 3, when oh my god, his name is Conquest. Conquest stretches out Oliver,
Yeah.
That
He's just a kid.
I felt
He's just a kid, bro. No, sorry.
like, but you get what I mean. Like that terror of like, good God, don't do that to someone. Like I expected Reed to actually pop. That's how
Because
good.
That felt
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's an alternate Earth. We don't know who's going to live or die because it's not the main MCU timeline.
Yeah.
Even though they're all going to live,
Yeah.
they're all going to appear in Doomsday. But to go back to like kind of my favorite characters, I actually think Pedro Pascal does do a good job, and the accent that he does and the inflictions. I did wish that he was clean shaven because I think that's kind of what Mr. Fantastic is. He doesn't really have a Pedro Pascal mustache. I think if he was shaven, a lot of people would not see Pedro and just kind of see Mr. Fantastic more. I think his cold nature of just wanting to solve everything and get everything right, I think really good. The Thing, he's so good. His Jewish roots actually being shown very subtly in the film, him being this rock for everyone, you know. I think for me, even though he's not in it as much, I think The Thing is first, biased. And then probably like Thing, Reed, Sue, and Johnny, but they're all so close to being like any other day I could switch them back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're all very well done. They're very well typecasted into their roles. I like how Johnny is bigger than life, and he thinks beyond himself for once. Great.
Yeah. Now that I'm going to. Oh, I have to talk about this because I was excited when I saw it, and then I was immediately disappointed when I saw the other thing. When I saw King of what's the fictional country
Latveria.
called?
King of Latveria. Yeah.
When I saw that empty chair, I was like,
Yes.
oh,
When
he's building. They're building him up well.
I heard people talking about that when we left the cinema. That was great.
I love how Sue is the ambassador of the Future
yeah.
Foundation, and it basically is the government. Like they're basically
Yeah.
the government, and the empty chair.
And my thing is, at first I was really disappointed. Like, why isn't Victor in the scenes of them going
Yeah.
into space? And my thing and my personal like way I saw it and didn't hate it is that I am fully under the impression, and I wouldn't hate it if one day he's in other shots, or two, because it wouldn't be above them in my opinion. They CGI'd out Victor in that footage. If he wasn't any.
Yeah, he would be fake trailered out kind of deal. Yeah, I get you.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Because I'm like, he would have such a stain on that family that they had to literally just erase him out. I'm like, that would also explain why he's not in that footage.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really good. Until we got to the post-credit scene. I was
my
like,
God,
really?
yeah. So like,
Really?
yeah.
We're really about to do the whole fucking... Ooh, look who's in the mysterious... We know it's fucking Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
You might as well just show his face.
It's so
Okay.
bad. It's
I
like,
love
oh.
Robert Downey Jr., but that's besides the point. I thought that was a cool post-credit scene, because I was just
It's
like,
awesome.
okay, we're building it up. Robert Downey Jr.'s back. Everything's great. They're going to be back. We're going to be back.
Yeah.
I will be seated.
That's fair. I will be too.
I did not get that impression.
No, that's fair enough. I think the whole Latvian kind of subtle with the flag and them not being there, I think that clearly shows that Doctor Doom's not really around in the universe. Because if Doctor Doom was like the level threat that he is going to be in Doomsday, if he was actually Doctor Doom in the full mask, he would have something to say in the film. He would be a part of the conflict, and he'd be a part of this kind of whole worldwide net. And when they go to space again for Galactus, he'd be there, right?
I was also expecting that, and that's something I wanted to talk about. I'm like, I think it would be cool. I feel like it would be awesome if, to some extent, we saw in some way that when, I think it's Human Torch and Silver Surfer that's talking, and like they're going by, and then like, oh, you're the one that chooses them. And it's like, she would have come in with like, yes, I am, but someone offered the planet, like just a
you
comment
want
of
that
Doom, just because
inclusion.
like you're building up Doom even further because we like, as much as it's vague that is someone did it, I'm like everyone's gonna piece together that's Victor, immediately.
Yeah, but it's like said that Shia LaBeouf, Silver Surfer, chooses the planets, and I think that's kind of cool. And I'm like half and half on that idea that it was Victor Von Doom to just be like, actually, yeah, come destroy our planet, please. I don't want to.
No, not really that, but I'm also like, could be that he knew, okay, well they're gonna stop Galactus, If not, fuck my life, or I could do it. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen enough posts about Victor Von Doom where I'm like, the dude believes he's fucking Jesus. I wouldn't be above him that he's like, oh, I could definitely defeat Galactus, so I don't really care if they
Yeah.
don't do it. But like maybe he harvests energy, or like he has a secondary plan. Maybe he needs it to build, I don't know, a multiverse door.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. I don't know why they didn't include him just a tiny bit, just because he's gonna be the next Thanos. So yeah. And then that's where the point with the post-credit scene is for me, is why the fuck show him then with the mask and then talking to... I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What's
it's
the point of
cool.
showing him at the end?
Because it's
It's cool.
teasing.
It's I don't care if it's cool. I don't care if it's cool.
I
It
do.
does nothing for her. It
But
does
also,
nothing else.
The
Then
Thanos
just
ones
shows...
also did that though. He didn't do anything in these post-credit scenes. He grabs the
Remember-
glove and he looks around. That's
No,
all.
okay.
Yeah.
Remember that when we first saw Thanos after Avengers and he turns, he doesn't say anything. We see his face immediately. We have no idea, or at least when I remember seeing it, I
You have no
haven't
idea
read
who he
Marvel
is.
comics.
Yeah.
I don't know who Thanos is. I don't know what that's about, but that's interesting. Why? Who is this person compared to what we just fought, And you built him up for so long. Whereas here, you just show him hold the kid's shoulder, look at him, and we don't hear at all what he's talking about.
Yeah.
What if if
It
you're
makes
going
it
to
look
show him
cunning. And like
No,
you
it
know-
doesn't.
Yes,
It
it
does
does.
not.
It does. It
It makes
doesn't.
it
No.
look cunning and planning
And
and like sneaky.
I think yes, because I think the whole.
and you...
I'll go last because I want to hear what you're saying.
My point is, I hear all this glazed talk about how cool Victor Von Doom is, and all he does is talk to a kid, where I'm like, I was expecting in that post-credit scene, I'm sorry to say, well, with the stuff that we've talked about with Von Doom, I call him Von Doom, not Doctor, I don't know, it feels more right. But with the amount of stuff we talk about him, I fucking low-key expected him to fucking do some more interesting stuff about sitting on the couch with Oliver and say something like, oh, we were just reading, like, at least introduce how he sounds, show what he's doing. He's clearly putting Oliver in danger without Oliver knowing. You could do
Franklin.
something that really heightens the tensions, then cut and say, oh, they will be back. And that's like, that would make me go, ooh, okay, that's the villain we're talking about. Instead, it's, I'm talking to your kid about something. What is it? Who knows? It could be anything. Oh,
That
and then
is-
even my stepdad,
yeah.
my stepdad even went, who was that at the end? Because he didn't even see the mask.
Okay, but my issue with that post-credit scene is if we didn't know who that was, it would have been much more menacing and much more scary.
Agreed.
But the fact we know it's Robert Downey Jr., you're like, okay, what are you gonna do? And I don't know if you guys think of this, but it's very clear that he's going to try and steal Franklin. He's gonna take him.
Immediately.
He's
Yep.
going to take Franklin and he's going to take him with him because of his power of the cosmic, which is what Galactus is and what Silver Surfer is and what Franklin is. Their power of the cosmic, their version of Omega level mutants like Scarlet Witch. It's very clear to me that Robert Downey Jr. is not a part of this 828 timeline because you hear like a portal. I don't know if you guys picked that up. You hear a sound that is clearly
I didn't
like a
hear
portal.
that, but that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's very similar. So the portals that he uses are basically the identical one that fucking Reed does in Multiverse of Madness with the blue kind of square and the TVA agents. It's very close to that. So with Doctor Doom, I think he's very clearly there going after this anchor being of the 828 universe, which is Franklin Richards. And he's taking him and he's using his power to become Beyonder, which is what sets up Battle World and everyone to be fighting one another in Doomsday.
I was listening to you. I was trying to lock in on what the plan was for him, and immediately as he went Beyonder, I went,
Yeah, sorry.
what's that?
But like,
What
Yeah,
is that
Beyonder.
thing? What is Beyonder?
Beyonder? So Beyonder is so basically when you break down kind of who's most powerful, it's like the Celestials, Galactus, Thanos. They're high level. Beyonder is above them.
Huh,
There is the
okay,
one
oh.
above all, which is God, and then there is Beyonder. But Beyonder is like basically Jesus compared to God. That's the best way to put it.
Okay,
And
so
his
prophet.
his whole powers is that he can alter realities and stuff like that. And what Doctor Doom in the Secret Wars comic book is he takes the Beyonder's powers and Molecule Man's, which is like a ticking time bomb, which is the anchor being in every universe, and takes their powers and becomes basically God Emperor Doom, with the white coat and he destroys
Yeah.
everyone. It's very clear for the MCU timeline and Deadpool Wolverine that he's taking the anchor beings and using their combining powers to become God Emperor Doom and start Battle World and Secret Wars with the incursions of the Fantastic Four universe, the X-Men universe, and the main MCU timeline to all be stuck onto one Earth to fight one another. That's kind of the rumor of what it's going to be, is that Doctor Doom is going across realities, taking all the important people, which Deadpool Wolverine sets her up that once an anchor being is dead or not around, the planet dies.
Yeah, the timeline dies.
The timeline dies, so taking these anchor beings will give all of these people a reason to leave their Earth and go towards another one to save it.
Okay.
So that's kind of what people are thinking the plot is of Doomsday, and that's what Doctor Doom's plan is. What
That would be cool.
What do you
That
think
would be
of that?
cool.
Because it makes sense, right? Why he's
It makes
talking to
sense.
Franklin and kind of showing him his face. Awesome.
Yeah, I guess. As soon as I saw it and I saw they will return in Avengers Doomsday, I'm like, and I'm watching an MCU movie. I was like,
Yeah.
and the appeal of that movie is gone from me now.
I mean, fair enough. I think that kind of draws a lot of hype, like Andrew's saying. I think it gets me going, ooh, what are they actually going to do with Franklin and everything else?
Yeah. For what I am going to say that I mentioned earlier, I think what is the problem with Fantastic Four is that I think it has two things going for it, which I think was a drawback for it with what it wanted to tell. Number one is I think people expected a different movie entirely from what they got. Like I did. I expected this to be
I think you guys expected
something
an action
completely
piece.
different.
Yeah, much more action.
Yeah, which
I
it
expected
isn't.
more action, longer character driven with the thing. I wanted to see it longer. I wanted to feel these characters. They're a family. I wanted to really know who they are, which I got none of what I expected. And then the villain got defeated, still in my opinion.
And then it
very
pulled an
easily.
Interstellar halfway through.
It did pull
Yeah.
an Interstellar, which it was a very, very cool, the black hole. I love that.
I thought it was cool, but I also thought the space bit kind of dragged on a bit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would have rather that
space
time
stuff,
went to like other things.
But you do get the
Yeah.
characters. You do get them being
This-
kind of driven.
The second thing, which I think is the biggest thing for this movie, is the fact that Superman came first. My point with
Okay.
my point is not that Superman thereby it's better. My point is people have just now general audience have now just gone and seen Superman. That's more earlier in their mind, or people or I don't know. I think just from the success of that, then going to see Fantastic Four, that puts also expectations of it to be on the same level as that again.
I agree with you. I think that's the main issue why people don't like it.
That's
Yeah.
essentially what I mean by Superman
Yeah.
came first, and now everyone wants it to be like Superman.
I
when
don't
it's
think
not.
I think Superman is better, but not by a long shot, personally. Superman is still fucking
yeah.
holy shit, it's a good movie beyond the superhero genre. But I think Fantastic Four is kind of only a good superhero film.
Yeah,
Get what
that's
I mean?
that's what I mean. I'm like, as much as I'm like, I enjoyed Fantastic Four, there's nothing for me to hook onto in terms of there's this feeling, or I can see the commentary they're talking about. There's nothing deeper than the sublevel of this is a superhero movie. Whereas when I see Superman having to deal with loss of life and what that represents, and him in that pocket dimension, all this stuff that James Gunn is talking about, it's the writing is so clever, you can go deeper into it, where this is Fantastic Four, they are having a baby, they are fighting Galactus, there is nothing else to it. It is easy as hell to get into, which I think is Marvel's biggest thing. They have to keep doing that. I think if they didn't do that, I think I wouldn't be on the board. But the fact that it was so easy to consume, I'm perfect.
I think it'd be
But
better
once-
on rewatches. You know what I mean? You're not expecting it to be personally. You're not expecting it to be like
Yeah.
any other film.
I think just if you had released this August or September, I think the movie would not have had those expectations. And people would be like, "Oh, I'm more open-minded to see what it is." Situation.
That's fair enough. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the film itself and people's expectations, they weren't clicking.
They weren't. I think for a lot of people, I'm thinking about the fact that I'm seeing a lot of movies in cinemas, and I'm looking at my fellow cinema goers, and yeah, it was. I heard a lot of like the like as soon as the credits rolled, I heard a lot of like the people going, "Oh, it's over." Like I heard like a lot of that.
That's fair. Yeah, I think it was very quick. I think it should have been a little bit longer. It's definitely the main kind of opening montage stuff. I think that should have been a longer to establish the characters more.
I am refraining from talking about how like like I say it's lighthearted, but I'm refraining to say too much about that because I'm like, hey, it is a Marvel movie at the end of the day, and I have been on I have been on my Lex pill for long enough where I'm like, I don't want to shit on this movie too much.
No,
I want to
that's fair.
actually enjoy it, and I did. So yeah.
I want to know
Okay,
which movie do you guys think are better between Superman and Fantastic Four?
I'm a bit biased in that. So.
Yeah, like I know obviously you prefer Superman. What do you think, Sam?
I like that. To me, they're both 5 stars in their own ways. I think Superman is better of a message and a better of kind of a way to show Superman in a new light and show these characters in a more intense way. I think Superman is the 5-star as just a film's sake. But for Fantastic Four and their missteps and their mistrials and people's perceptions of these characters, the way they kind of mix and match kind of different media of them and the way they do it, I think it is really good. But Superman does outdo them. Superman flies a little bit higher, and that's fine because they're still both really good movies that, like Barb and Oppenheimer, you can watch back to back and go, wow, those two were really good superhero films. I'm glad for cinema. I want more. You know what I mean?
Barbie's my favorite
Yeah.
superhero.
Facts.
Like, but like that's what I also want to like try to like convey is like above all else, those two movies were you had yourself you bought yourself a ticket and you had yourself a good movie.
You did.
Like they weren't awful. Like I'm talking about like if you had gotten another Snyder fuckfest of a DC movie and this one, I'm like the
Ooh,
other
yeah.
like you know what I mean? You wouldn't have a good movie there and then you would have a better movie on the other side. But like I don't know. Yeah, I think also Marvel needs to kind of I think for me at least like if they're gonna like improve, if I'm like grading this even further, if they're gonna improve, I want them to delve into themes more. I think that's the main thing about the Fantastic Four is like, oh, family's the clear theme here, which I think is the strongest thing. But I'm like, I want them like Superman to delve on a theme. For Superman, it was like kindness and what is it meaning to be heroic and fulfill hope. That I want them to have movies that focus on that. I think right now though, I think Marvel should just finish up to Secret Wars and then restart.
That's what they're doing, and I agree with you in the sense that I think especially with Thunderbolts and then this one, they're trying to push into themes, but still trying to be held back by the Marvel formula.
Yeah.
It's like Thunderbolts all about loss, all about trauma. Fantastic Four all about family and what it takes to be in the family. Superman, fucking kindness, hope, everything like that. I agree with you. You know.
Also, what it means to be human as well.
But Andrew,
Like, there's so many
which one do you prefer?
Oh,
did you prefer
Superman.
Superman or did you prefer to?
I thought Superman was just overall a better movie. I did actually knock my rating down to a 4.5 from a 5 because I like as it sat with me, I was like, oh, maybe not 5. Like again, I'm maybe a bit stingy, but I do think overall, like I enjoyed Superman a lot more. I thought the themes hit a bit harder with me, and I think Superman was just a much more impactful movie. Again, Fantastic Four, I want to iterate because me and Jack have been a bit negative about it. I did think it was a good movie. I gave it 3 stars. To me, that is a good movie. I just think that, at least, especially out of like, in the grand scheme of superhero movies, I've got a lot of movies I prefer a lot more. Superman particularly is one of them.
Yeah. Where is this like MCU ranking? Is it top 10 for people? Because obviously not a lot of people have watched post Endgame.
Yeah, I've watched. I got to think about how many MCU movies I've watched, and then I'd have to get back to you.
No, that's fair enough. Like, is it top 10? Is it breaking the Infinity War kind of status? Because no.
Probably not. I'm just trying to think.
No, that's fair enough. Because we've had a lot of films. No, that's fair. Because like, what he's got his blankie on. That's so terrifying. What are you gonna say?
I'm horrified.
You're snoozing. Not top 10.
Oh, are we talking about MCU rankings?
Yes, we are.
Sorry. Okay, fair enough.
Bro's a hater.
Again, I'm still X-pilled. But listen, when they do the reset, I'll put my stuff aside when they do the reset.
I think, yeah.
I'm trying from here on out, but I'm like, okay, if I have to do it in the ranking, I'm like, hey, the last one I watched was No Way Home.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
I don't know
That's
shit
a lot of people.
from that.
No, that's fair enough. That's why I thought I wanted to open the question up, because obviously for me, I watch every installment because I think they have something unique to bring to the table. Some bad, some good.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I
Brave New
think-
World was not good. It was just propaganda.
I think no, wait, the last one I saw was Guardians 3, but that felt
Guardians
more like
3,
its own thing.
Guardians 3 is
I
probably
still,
up there.
it's close. It's still close to getting that like Marvel like ooh good Guardians 3 vibe. I'm like it's just a bit below. Like there's a couple of things, but it's pretty much up there. Like I'm like this was how it felt back in Phase 1, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movie's not bad. It just wasn't like it's like Thor. It's not bad.
I get
It's
you.
just-
I get you. Yeah, it's a little bit like I could see more, so I can't wait. You're anticipating the next one, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, that was good.
Yes.
But where's the next one? I want to see what this kind of divides and shapes into as an ongoing thing, and that's what really is great. Andrew, do you have your?
I don't have a
ranking?
specific top 10, but it's definitely not cracked my top 10. I can
That's
say
fair.
that.
Top 20.
Yeah, top 20, but to be fair, I don't think I've seen 20.
No, that's fair enough. That's the thing. It was just an open-ended question because not everyone is.
Currently, of course, this is could change at any minute. I've currently got 11 that I've written down that I think are better than.
List them. Go on.
Okay, so I've put Iron Man 1, No Way Home, Homecoming, Infinity War, Endgame, Guardians 1, 2, and 3, Civil War, Doctor Strange, and 4 Ragnarok.
That's fair enough. I'm a Ragnarok hater. I don't think
You don't like
That's
Ragnarok?
what-
Really?
I
thought that would have been like
not
the most
funny.
like you movie.
No, man. Guardians 3 is 1 for me. Infinity War is 2nd. And that's kind of where everything else is kind of muddled grey area.
Oh yeah, for
I
me,
don't
Infinity War's 1. I think No Way Home is probably 2. Guardians 3 might be 3. I think it's up there.
That's fair. Guardians 3 is like first. I think Fantastic Four is definitely in my top 10, but that could change kind of any given day. Like, I could be swayed out of it because majority of MCU is kind of shit. It's not aged well and it's kind of bad.
Yeah, I was considering putting the original Avengers on that list, but I was I have not seen that since it released in 2012. I have basically no memory of it. I'd have to just leave it. I do.
Joss Whedon.
One of the things I do want to do, at some point in the future, is just try and put my head down and try and just sit through at least the movies of the MCU.
Yeah, that'd be great doing an MCU rewatch.
Yeah.
Pre and post Endgame. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still need to I'm gonna have to probably wait because I've just been watching a ton of It's Always Sunny recently, but that's
that's
besides
so
the
fair.
point.
Yeah.
But yeah, at
No,
some
it's a great
point,
show.
hopefully in the near future, maybe I might get around to that. Don't quote me.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna quote you. Every
I guess
episode I'm gonna
technically,
say, have you
I
started?
guess technically, Iron Man was the start of that rewatch because I never had seen Iron Man 1, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let me just pop on Iron Man. Why not?
Yeah, that's a good film. I think.
Yeah,
that-
no,
It
the
is.
original Iron Man's actually really good.
It really is.
I'm an Iron Man 3 defender. I think that film's pretty good.
No, I think Iron Man 3 is good too. I actually agree
Yeah.
with that. 3
No.
is all right.
It got a lot of flack
Um,
for being like too comedic.
I
but
remember
think it
that.
was
Yeah,
good. It
I
was
remember
good.
that at the time. I remember at the time people were like, "Oh, this one was kind of bad." And I was like, "What? Really? I thought that was kind of alright."
I feel like
I
know
think
that.
if I had to rank any of them, I think if we're going by like 5 of them, I'm like, oh, definitely Guardians 1 or 2 is a 5. And then call me crazy, I might actually put Winter Soldier at like 4. I've really
No,
enjoyed
Winter Soldier is top 5. Yeah, Winter Soldier is so good. It still holds up. The Russo brothers, they're good.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
3 is probably, I would have to say, like, oh, I don't know, probably Age of Ultron, because I actually really enjoyed Ultron as a character. And then
Ultron is
2
so good. He was kind
2
of,
is 2 is Guardians 3, and then 1 is Infinity War. Because
I think
of-
that's
Okay,
yeah,
I've got
everyone's top
my
5.
list. I think
Okay.
This could obviously change. I think number 5, Captain America: Civil War. Number 4, Guardians 3. Number 2, number 3, Doctor Strange. I love Doctor Strange. I'm a glazer of that movie. Number 2 would be No Way Home, and then number 1 is Infinity War. That's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. So for me, I actually have Doctor Strange. I have Guardians 3, Infinity War, Fantastic Four 3, but that's just because I've just watched it and I just added it up on the
Recency
list.
bias.
Recency bias. Doctor Strange, Werewolf by Night, which is like an hour special of kind of horror characters. Loki the TV show at 6, because Loki.
That's so valid.
Like Loki, the set designer of Loki also did Fantastic Four.
I noticed that.
Tell. Yeah,
I really noticed that. Also, Loki is just fucking hell.
It was such an amazing seasons of show, and then Guardians 2, Winter Soldier, Agatha All Along, which is a very weird pick because it was new, it's recency. It was out there, and I liked that about it. Agatha is quite a fucking conniving little, she snaps and shit, man. She's great. And then WandaVision at 10, and then Iron Man at 11. But WandaVision I thought was a really good show. Max Shackman did the direct of WandaVision, also did Fantastic Four. He knows what he's doing with errors.
I was gonna say he does know how to do it, but like I'm just thinking about Loki, and I'm like the fact that like Loki, in my opinion, in terms of like how to do time travel and how to do like interesting stuff with it, I really like what they did. I like that they had a 60s aesthetic. Like I'm like they're beyond time, but they still remember the 60s. That's still kind of a core theme. That technology, I'm like that's such an. I like that because it shows like these people kind of have their roots somewhere. Like this had their like. Yeah. There's so much environmental storytelling with how they did that. Both in season 1 and season 2. In season 2, the set design is different as well. I'm like,
the circle TVs. That's like a real
And then Deadpool,
my point is
Wolverine.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah,
that's fair enough. But my point is, if you look at like the TVA in season 1, it's like it's very futuristic, but it also has this religious part to it. All the statues of the Kang lookalikes. I don't remember what they were called. I don't know if they were just called the Watchers or the.
I think they were called the Watchers. Yeah.
Yeah, but that religious kind of centerpiece, I like that a lot. Like you can see that, and then season 2 that's stripped away, and then after when Loki takes full control, like it's just an actual facility. I think that was like good
stories.
I'm like, there we go. Like I think. I love when you can look at a set design and then just piece together a story like that.
Like I was saying, the environmental stories. But Deadpool and Wolverine, I think a lot of people have fallen off on that film.
I've seen a lot of people, like, I feel like it's a trend to sort of, like, watch something, enjoy it, and then after a while start hating on it. Like, after a couple months. Like, this applies to games as well, because I know, like... Yeah. But that's a whole other thing, maybe for another day. But like Deadpool and Wolverine, like I thought it was a pretty like good movie. Like I don't think it was like a necessarily standout, but I thought it was good. Like like I would rate it similarly. Like if I'm being realistic, I would rate it similarly to like Fantastic Four, like maybe a bit higher. But like I've seen a lot of people like just like absolutely like hating on it recently.
No, I get that. I see where they're coming from. I definitely agree on the stance of Ryan Reynolds being too Ryan Reynolds-esque.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah, but I think it's still good. It's still solid. It's not better than Logan with the Wolverine character, but it was good.
Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Share and subscribe and like.
No.
Send this to your mom. Send this to your dad. Send this to your crush's crush and your brother's best friend. Say that again.
Yeah.
Add to the counter. We didn't say as much as I thought. We didn't say as much as I thought. But say that again.
We didn't say what?
Mr. Fantastic. It was fantastic.
Have a good breakfast. Hope you clap. Hope you do all of that.
Young Sheldon.
We'll see you all. Yeah. We'll see you all for the next time. What we talk about next time.
Yep.
Peace and all.
We will talk about something, and you'll be there.
Something fantastic.
No.